Hey everyone, Tony D. Little Joan is being a nudge tonight. Okay, I set her up for the video, and she's just barking and being a nudge. I don't know how many treats I stuffed into that little dog, but I'm done. I'm done tonight, Joan. I'm done with you. Anyhow, smash like and subscribe if you want to hear more videos of me being tortured by a little dog. Check out my books in the description. Now, I talked a little bit about this in the previous video, and it's this idea that sports are being ruined just like all my cartoons were ruined. Um, so the what the heck happened? I guess they took a knee for the NFL, and they play the black national anthem, the new black national anthem, which makes zero sense to me. And Colin Kaepernick comes out and says the social justice messaging was propaganda. This is from the New York Post. The social justice message that took place during the NFL's opening weekend is more lip service than legitimate, says Colin Kaepernick, the former quarterback who started a movement and was seemingly blackballed by the league. Seemingly. While the NFL runs propaganda about how they care about black life, they are still actively blackballing Eric Reed for fighting for the black community, Kaepernick tweeted Sunday. Eric set 2 franchise records last year and is one of the best defensive players in the league. How many records did Kaepernick set? I don't think he set any, but that's just a guess on my part. I'm not a sports guy. And I just had to reiterate, I cannot tell you how many people who are total sports nuts have said to me they are so pissed off at the NFL for doing this. And I'm not the only one saying this, but, you know, sports is supposed to be an apolitical thing. I get it, you know, if you're in sports and that's your life and you want to make a statement, fine. But the idea that the NFL has anything to do with this. They have nothing to do with police. Okay? They have nothing to do with the police. They don't control the police. They're a sports league. They're a business. If they had control of cops, the world would be a very different place. So Kaepernick, and as you can see, first off, Kaepernick, come to find out, the guy's rich. He grew up in fabulous wealth, and he postures this way. I think it's posturing. And you can see, just like every other social justice warrior, it's never enough. Nothing is ever good enough. Nothing. It doesn't matter that you bend the knee. It doesn't matter that you take a huge hit on your ratings and alienate millions of your fans. None of that matters. Still not good enough. What if we wind back the hands of time? Nope. It won't be good enough. It's just when Kaepernick, 32, according to the article, first knelt for the national anthem in 2016, a U.S. Army Green Beret having suggested that the most respectful form of protest over social injustice and police brutality, Reed was the first 49ers teammate to join him. The move, prompted by Nate Boyer, a veteran who served in both Iraq and Afghanistan, sparked a conversation the NFL initially refused to have, but has been forced to admit it should have taken part in years ago. No, they shouldn't have. They're not in politics. They're in football. They play football. They organize football. They have nothing to do with any of this. Nothing. The NFL apologized in the wake of the death of George Floyd, admitting it had failed to take meaningful action on the social justice front. Why? They didn't kill George Floyd. They didn't do anything to George Floyd. They just make football. That's it. That's all they do. And tons of money. that they have to apologize makes no sense. The NFL isn't responsible for this. Nothing in the NFL is related to this. None of it. George Floyd had nothing. George Floyd wasn't a football player. It'd be different if he was a football player who, I don't know, became addicted to drugs because he was in such pain or something like that. There are actual problems in the NFL regarding people's medical condition. Oh, but we don't have time to address that because Kaepernick isn't suffering from any of those problems, and that would draw attention away from him. This is what I think Kaepernick is. He's an attention guy. But Kaepernick has still been unsigned since 2016. Oh, I wonder why. Gee, I can't wait to see that guy on the field and watch him not play. I mean, what would be the game? Like, snap the ball and hold up. Let's have a discussion about race. It's 1st and 10. Looks like Kaepernick is having a discussion about race. And he's calling out all the white cis males on the field right now. They're all taking a knee. He's lecturing them. Seems to be a lot of time ticking away, and the referees are trying to intercede. But Kaepernick is calling them racist for trying to stop his lecture. So they're taking a knee as well as Kaepernick continues to lecture the entire team on both sides. All the white players are looking very guilty. And, I mean, is that the football game you want to see? Is that the game you want to see? No one wants to see that. We want to see people play football. It has nothing to do with race. You're ruining your own thing. And it just shocks me. Well, I guess it shouldn't at this point, but it shocks me that they ruined all my things. Let me count the ways. Star Trek, Star Wars, The Simpsons, Family Guy. That was a tough one to ruin, but it's pretty much ruined for me. Science fiction in general, comic books. Now Netflix. TV in general, movies in general. I mean, you're ruining everything that I like, or liked, I should say, past tense. Now you're going after sports. I don't even watch sports. But I guess it's just this incessant drive to go after everything that is valid, that's good, that's successful. That's what it is, I think. I think it's a drive to tear down, because I think the logic is so childlike and rudimentary with regard to the whole Marxist philosophy of this push. And I think, again, it's Marxism pushing this. Behind it, it's Marxism. Yes, there's racism in the world and there's problems with the cops, but I think the ideology behind the scenes, just like in BLM, is this idea of Marxism. And that idea is everybody's oppressed. Everybody's oppressed, ergo, you, being successful, are obviously oppressing everyone underneath you. So, you will not gain a single solitary thing apologizing or doing any of this genuflecting for Black Lives Matter, Kaepernick, or any social justice. In fact, you weaken your position, because now Kaepernick, as you bend down, Kaepernick punches you in the face and says, "Not good enough. Kiss my shoes." And when you kiss his shoes, he'll stomp you in the face and say, "Not good enough. Lick the bottom of my shoes." And when you do that, he'll say, "Not good enough." Because at what point does he say, "Oh, okay, we're good now. Yeah, let's go back to normal"? Then the attention won't be on him anymore. Then his power disappears. He goes back to being a basically second-ranked quarterback, if that. And Nobody pays attention to him. They only pay attention to his athleticism, which I've heard, I don't really know, through friends who are into sports, that Kaepernick's not even that good. So, um, this is what it's become. Now, how do we push back on this? Well, yes, you have to punish the NFL, obviously. You have to show them that this isn't what we wanted. Stop this immediately. And the drop off, the cliff of their ratings should be a clear sign. Hey, this is a dumb idea. Let's stop this. Unfortunately, they don't have an avenue to stop this. What they need is some sort of distraction. They need an event to allow them to say, "Oh yeah, yeah, we're for police reform and whatnot, but we shouldn't have done all this. We got suckered or something." I'm not sure what that event is. Maybe it's somebody exposing the Chinese as being behind a lot of this movement. I don't know if that'll ever happen. There's too many people, quite frankly, in the United States who agree with this stuff. They're the useful idiots, if you will. Maybe something like that. Maybe something like it just goes too far, or the ratings drop so low that the league is in danger of, cutting teams. Maybe another league has to emerge, one that's apolitical, that actually challenges the NFL, and then maybe they get their act together and tell guys like Kaepernick to go pound sand. They should have. They should have, right? And they kind of did in the beginning. They did push back a little bit in the beginning, I think. But, now you got ESPN. Once in a while at work, they'll have a TV on, and I'll walk through the break room, and they always have ESPN on for some reason. I don't know why. They don't talk about sports anymore on ESPN. They're so busy talking about social justice. I guess because there's no sports on, really. But, yeah, and I'd pass by the TV, and I'm just like, what the hell are they talking about? Why aren't they talking about football or basketball or something? There's nothing to talk about. All they can talk about is this. Non-stop. I feel you. I really feel bad as a geek who's lost pretty much everything, every hobby he's ever been into. I feel for you. Part of my response to it is to work on my own stuff. I'm working on the Pineys. I mean, it's I could probably never get a publisher for it. That's why I got to self-publish, because it's for them, for the people in publishing, it would probably be considered exceedingly right-wing, even though it's not. It's just about hunters, so it's a little bit pro-gun stuff. I mean, one of the main characters, Hemingway, is he's a gun nut. He loves guns. He's always shooting guns. But this kind of stuff, man, I haven't even incorporated this stuff into something like the Pineys. I really don't want to. I've made kind of like side allusions to politics and whatnot, but I didn't even mention the beer virus in the book yet. So it's so strange to me that every single medium is just so consumed with politics now. And this, I think it's a delayed reaction. I think it overwhelmed the system, this stuff, and now it's like it's slowly rippling out, just like the beer virus response slowly rippled out, and now it's like an over response, and it'll be a while before it finally like does so much damage that people go, okay, let's pull back. The signs are there. In fact, Disney, the rumor is that they're firing all their woke employees, starting with people in the comic division, and they're going to work their way up from that. So that may be a testing ground for them to see if they can fire all the woke dummies and then, revamp the comic division to see if they could actually make money on it. And the moment they find out, oh my God, we're making so much more money, that might usher in what I've been predicting a long time, the movement of the anti-woke. The anti-woke are coming. So Kaepernick, God, just is so annoying to me. You're very, very annoying. I feel you, sports nuts, and I hope it stops soon. Push back as much as you can. Send emails, send tweets. Tell them that, you're a customer. Tell them you're upset with the product and you don't want this in your product. You don't want any politics. I'd be annoyed at any politics in The Simpsons. It was just so, oh my God, when I saw that thing with the squad and Trump, I wanted to vomit. I just really wanted to vomit. Get out of politics, entertainment. Just get out.